for about 12 to 14 months or 24 months. It's going to be a long time. However, the reason why we have to show you that the world will not end is that just because we're in a recession doesn't mean that there are no opportunities. In fact, there are more than 10 to 50% opportunities within days, and it will happen intraday. So this is a meme that we've received, new logo for the Tokyo Olympics. As you could see, social distancing. And social distancing has led to ghost towns. This is New York. You'll also see these pictures in Italy. Seattle town is a ghost town. We are in a severe recession right now. We have seen the largest demand shock worldwide of fear volatility. Most people's question, have we seen the bottom? My sense is that we may not have seen the bottom of what's that normalcy? Number one, we receive news that there are treatments for coronavirus. China has approved the use of favilavir. It's also testing chloroquine, remdesivir. South Korea has used lopinavir, Kaletra, Plaquenil, and China has been testing 24,000 milligrams a day of intravenous vitamin C to help lower the virus. And it has been resulting in positive recovery for many patients, such that this is a very good news. Plaquenil is actually used for people who have malaria and lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. So it's already available in Botica, so from Sanofi. And this is a cheap available drug. Now, for the Philippines, just to give you some feedback, we crashed yesterday upon the market opening by 20% down to PSEI 4,000. We've rebounded to about 4.6, and today we've made a first day follow through 4.7, 4.8. Look at the low prices for BDO's low is 88. It swing, closing 14% higher. Yesterday was 85, now it's 97. But BDO crashed from 140, 150 a few days ago. SM Prime opened at 27, went as low as 25, had a high 28, last price 26. So you'll notice that the prices of the market today have huge ranges. A range of about 10 to 20% is not unusual. In fact, that is the norm. So you'll see, I'm just going to read the following numbers for people who are not aware that the Philippine markets are trading at really amazing levels now. So BDO range for the day 88 to 97, SM Prime 25 to 28, Ayala Land 23 to 26, Jollibee DPI 52 to 59, AC 402 to 460, ICT 71 to 77, SM 690 to 740, Metro Bank 38 to 40, Security Bank 103 to 124, Meralco 196 to 226, AGI 5 to 6, Globe 1650 to 1769, Mega World 2 to 240, Telephone 849 to 930, MPI 2.6 to 284, JG Summit 43 to 49, GT Cap 407 to 496, Robinson's Land 11 to 13, DMCI 3 to 3.7, Semirara is 8 to 10, Aboitiz Power is 23 to 25, Pure Gold is 29.65 to 32, San Miguel Corp is 73 to 84, Luciatan 5.5 to 34, FGen it's 14.52 to 15, Bloomberry is 4.4 to 5.3. For people who look at the markets often, you'll notice that some are below 2008 crisis levels or near there. So we have to notice that even as the market is at 4.7 and we are in year 2020, some have crashed for 10 to 12-year lows. Now, we are here to discuss which indices. We'll start with the indices. We'll start at which sectors have been resilient and which sectors are harder hit. We will discuss this in charts form. Of course, for people, we will discuss the Philippines and the global market. Okay, so For the world, let me start a few things. This is the chart of Papa John's. Can you guys see this? Kita naman, no? Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
Papa John's is a pizza delivery company. So it has fallen from 70 all the way to 28. So it's a remarkable drop of more than 50%. But equally remarkable is the rebound from 28 to 49, or a 77% move in 2 days. You should see that there are many things happening that are similar to that. So in the first place, why did Papa John's fall like that? It's because of the ghost towns or falling knives. Falling knives means that they are, when you catch them, they will, how do you get a cut when you have a knife, right? It bleeds. So that's what a falling knife means. So this is the chart of McDonald's. You've seen it go from 218 to as low as 125, or almost 50%. It also makes a rebound to 155. Let me show it to you before we go into sectors, because this is the restaurant sector. Let's go to the S&P 500. And let's also show that we are seeing a few pockets of recovery. So a few things to note. People ask me, what do you think about cryptos? Actually, Bitcoin also recovered from 8,000. It fell to 4,000. It has trimmed that loss from 4,000. It's now at 6.6, or about 50+% intraday, or a 48-hour move. So most of the bounces these days are really happening in just 24 hours, 48 hours, and so forth. The reason being, so you could see that a lot of stimulus have been happening, and because of the oversold levels and the promise of a cure of the virus, some people are starting to buy. So you can see some names here. I'll show you just snapshots. Planet Fitness, which of course is a company that needs you to go to the gym, and if there's social distancing, there will be no buyers. Planet Fitness started to rebound 18%. Tesla rebounded 18%, after, of course, falling from 900 to as low as 380. Trade Desk fell after 50% from the peak of 300. It's now up 15%. But notice that yesterday's low was 136, the highest point. We're seeing rebounds all over the world. Pinterest, see from 10 to 13. This is a 30% range. MongoDB 101 to 127. You'll see that even casinos 387 to 494 for scientific games. We are seeing the start of a possible bottoming out, and we'll start that with a lot of sectors. So let's go to because there are so many things happening, let's go first to a sector by sector look. So as I said a while ago, fast food, or the food groups have been heavily battered. But yesterday, Papa John's, Darden Restaurants, Tyson Foods, El Pollo Loco, Chipotle, Texas Roadhouse, Shake Shack, Domino's Pizza, they have been ones. So you've seen it already, Pizza, Dry, Darden. This is a fast casual restaurant in the US. So you'll notice that people are starting to bargain hunt. This you could also see that this is true not just in USA but also worldwide. Have we been seeing some bargain hunting in China, for instance? Yes, we have seen this. We have seen it in Japan as well. So we'll show you some names in China. So this is Hang Seng Index, HSI. After falling from about 28,000 to as low as 21,000, or approximately 40% drop, 21,000 is now rebounding to nearing 23K, or 10%. Now, even if it rallies next week, it will only have resistance here at 24 to 25. So the oversold nature of many stocks warrant a sizable bounce. That's what we are seeing now. It is a bounce. Okay, so I want to ask people, I'll open the Q&A because there are so many charts. I want to ask people, do you want me to showcase resilient charts or the charts that have started to bottom out, because there are so many names here? Can I open the audio? Wait. Do you want me to cover Philippines more, or do you want to cover the world? Because I'm seeing a lot of the performances in many sectors. So if you see this, I've been explaining that the restaurant sector is actually one of the worst hit. And because it is the worst hit, it also has bounces. There are sectors that are very resilient, such as what we were saying, the video game sector, because they were not as badly hit in this sell-off. They don't have a very huge snapback, but that's good because because they are really the strongest sectors to have. This is the esport ETF. This is Nintendo. Just to show you, I think parang it's important for you guys to look at the charts to see that they are rebounding. So Nintendo, 32,000 to 37,000. Let's look at Sony. Also a rebound, 5.6 to 5.9. Let's go for Tencent. These are video games. Rebound from 325 to 360. Activision. Activision has barely fell. So we see that there is a range rebound from 52 to about 58. And it's trading range. But the biggest rebound, as I said, are the ones that were badly hit, the ones which fell more than 50%. So you'll see that Planet Fitness, which is fitness, basically a gym, from 88, it went as low as 24. We're starting to see people picking it up, 24 to 32. This one is casino. You'll see that from 30, it went as low as 4, or almost about, is that a 90% drop, almost 90%. So you're seeing rebounds here. Showing you some casinos from 36 to about 6. Now it's 12. So Boyd Gaming is approximately 100% in a day. Why am I saying this? It's because worldwide, we are seeing that people are getting a risk on mentality. So 37 for Penn National Gaming, going to 5 is going to 6. It could reach as high as 8 or 10. So the rebounds could be very sharp. As I said, the restaurant sector, McDonald's, just wanted to show you a few of the charts. That's a very strong move. Shake Shack is, let me show you the charts so that people can see. Shake Shack is trying to recover here from 30, bouncing to about 40. That's a 30% move intraday. We're seeing Darden restaurants, okay, 120 to 30, 30 trying to recover to 40. McDonald's, Yum Brands, let's see, KFC. Okay, so KFC went from 108 to about 56. You'll notice the pattern that all of the restaurants worldwide have fallen about 50%. Some exceeding 80, 90%. And so some are starting to pick it up. We're talking about some 5-year lows for some of them. Yum Brands owns KFC, Pizza Hut. These are high quality names. We're showing to you some of the most badly hit. Of course, retail is very badly hit. We're seeing that Nike has been started to pick up last night from 60 to 72. Look at the index. I'm just going to show you some index names. So finally, S&P 500, after 3-4 hitting 1,000 points down to about 2,350, we have seen some supportive action here. The bounce could go as high as 2.5 to 2.6 to 2.7. So anyone caught in the market could possibly sell into a rally as high as about 2.7 to 2.8. Now that 20% move in the index could mean 40, 50, or 100% moves on some badly hit names. This means that you could either buy the worst hit sectors or the best sectors to have. As we were explaining, the best sectors are in e-commerce, just to show you how strong e-commerce has been. So Amazon barely fell. From 2.2, it went as low as 1648 for an entire month, whereas other names from 2.2 would have been here at 1,000. So that's an outperformance. Of course, this one that we're using, let's start first with e-commerce, Amazon, just to show you some charts. Alibaba is looking like this. So the biggest bounces are actually the I would say the bad names. The bad names in the neighborhood, because they are the ones that got beaten down too much. People would ask me, are there values in the market? Well, everything is valuable. It's just a matter of which ones will persist to become very strong in a market that is now in a COVID world. I showed you a while ago the ghost towns, because that is a scenario that I want you all to see that will happen for the next 12 months for many companies. Okay, so the fiercest drops like Tesla or Active, these are from 900 all the way to about 350. You see that what happened here is that the market is quite quantitative. It's been looking at names that fell 50, 60% in a short span of time. We're talking about from February 21 till today in a month, which names fell the most, and those are the ones getting picked up by some. So, of course, some would rebound faster because their business models are more resilient. Me personally, among the names that have fallen, I'd say that the restaurant sector is more resilient than what we initially might think. So, how so? Because of the takeout delivery, pizza guys would definitely have a leeway to survive in a COVID world. And so, Papa John's, Domino's Pizza, these rebounds have been very swift last night. You'll notice that Domino's Pizza is doing very well in a market like this. So I want you guys to have in your watch list, in your winners list, names like these: Domino's Pizza, Papa John's. And so, of course, we were explaining to everyone that Walmart, so notice here, look at the outperformance. So 104 to 128, you'll notice already that there are large ranges and there's rebounds happening all throughout the world because of the cure. So yung mga worst hit are already trying to turn around. We have seen a possible short-term low. Get your paper and pencil so that you could see that these are the ranges that you are seeing for the next couple of, the next likely 6-12 months. So you've got BDO falling from 120 just Friday. Sorry, this was March 16. From 120 to about 75 in just a day because of the shutdown of the markets. And the rebound has been 97. Should we have seen the low, as can be seen globally, if that is the low of 75, then you've got leeway, a 60% range to trade for the next 6 months, next 6 to 12 months. So, like for instance, just write it down. Okay, so BDO 75 to 120. It's a very huge range. Pure gold should be resilient. So let's show this. How high could it be? Well, actually, because it is very resilient, it might have a lower volatility. Of course, we'd like to see it hit 38, but assuming that it just hits here at about 35, you've got about 35% range for pure gold with a low of 26 and a potential peak of 35. Just write it down on your papers. URC is canned goods, cup noodles, hunts, pork and beans, snacks. So in a world where people do stay at home, I want you to see that these are ranges that we can trade. It's a 50% range for URC with a low of 82.70 and a potential top of 130. So in the next couple of days, any gap downs, any drops would have retests, but there will be bargain hunters coming in. While there are also a lot of sellers coming in. So you have to see that this is a trading range. Meralco electricity, so you notice that it has to be stable. There's a huge resistance here at about 250, but there could be support here already at 190. So that's a 30% range. You can always trade Meralco, any price near 190, buy, any price near 250, sell. So we're showing you just large ranges. Telephone, internet, you will see a huge range because data service revenues are still at all-time highs because we are all definitely using our internet and cell phones. You could see that unlike BDO, which has a huge range of about 75 to 120, PLDT could have a range as high as about maximum 1060 and a potential low here at 800. So that's a 30% range, 800 to 1060. So what this only means is that if you are nearing these lows, you try to buy. Nearing these highs, you try to sell. Globe barely fell, so the range is still tight. You'll notice that this was very resilient all throughout. So probably we won't choose this yet. It's been very resilient. It's just been in a 1.5 to 2,000 range. BDO Pure Gold, let's go for some really badly hit names. The names that were really badly hit. Okay, so some index names. SM. So notice this one. SM Investments, the owner of SM Prime, owner of BDO, all of the malls. So from 800, it fell sharply to about 520 or 510 and also rebounded fast to about 720. If you can see a huge range such as this contributes to the large index drop. So SM new range for the next 6 to 12 months is 510 to 798. It's about, that's a huge range. It's about 60% range. Yeah, about 60% SM. We'll show AC, Ayala Corp, very huge ranges as well. So you'll notice that unlike US, where most sectors, some stocks fell, Philippines, we see indiscriminate selling. Indiscriminate selling means that everything is sold down 50% or more. That's why we could see some opportunities in select names. So Ayala Corp has fallen from about 760, or let's say even here, just at 650. So you'll already see from 650 to 410, that's a magnitude of 40% drop. AC actually is one of the biggest returns that we can probably trade the range for. A support of 360, a potential high of about 600 to 640. So it's a huge range. Take a look for AC. Look at Ayala Land as well. Notice that these are index heavyweights. So it was a huge liquidation on the Philippine fund that forced some to make a puke point for Ayala Land, Ayala Corp, SM. Ayala Land trading at 37 is now trading at about 26, but it fell as low as 19, or a 50% drop in just 5 days. More noticeable, you get a, wow, this is a 100% range for Ayala Land. Ali is 19 to 37. Just take a look at the wide ranges that we can trade the best of the best in class in the Philippines, SMAC and Ali, with about 50 to 100% ranges. So that's a bear market for you. That's what a deep recession opportunity gives you. SM Prime, you've seen it go as low as 20, and it was trading at about 36 just 5 days ago, or another 50% range. Therefore, for 20 to go back to 36, that's almost an 80% range. You've got a huge range for SM Prime, 20 to 36. So you'll see that the five heavyweights, our Facebook SMAC, Ali, SM Prime, and BDO are your FAMGA in the US. When you say in the US, the FAMGA, that's the Facebook, Alphabet, Amazon, Google, Apple. Then we'll discuss those five tech names as well. However, you'll see that what happened in the Philippines was really a liquidation event that had no merit on any fundamentals. We could argue that the ghost towns will definitely painfully hit these names, but was it merited to drop 50% this fast? A while ago, we were saying that restaurants were getting hit badly, and so Jollibee was no exception. Jollibee, which was trading near 180, 160 before this week, just a week ago, it's now trading at about 90 and 100. Would Jollibee fall further? Is a new low still happening? It's possible that it could go back to 80, but the ranges are quite big. So we could make a speculation that Jollibee's new trading range is 80 to 160 for JFC. So it's a very wide range though. It's 100% range. Um, let's look at index names first, because the Philippine market's liquidity is mostly in the index. So I covered a lot of names for the Philippines, but if you can notice, how high can the index in itself go for a rebound? So most likely it's either 5,800 or 6,000. So it's a 50% range, and that 50% range for index would probably be contributed by the large drops and the large potential rallies of your top heavyweights, SM, AC, Ali, SM Prime, BDO. Let's discuss BPI as well, because that's a heavyweight in the Philippine market. BPI also fell from about 75, 72 to as low as 47. So it's 33% drop. The potential rebound is about 50%. Let's just write it down, 48 to 72 for BPI. Metro Bank, let's just also posit everything, all the index names. So there's no need to go outside the index names, because there's 50% to 100% ranges in the index, and you have so much liquidity. So if you are planning to day trade or invest, you have so many options in the index. Metro Bank has 32 to 52. So that's a huge range. 32 to 52 gives you an upside, even for just a few days, of about 50%. How high can we go? How fast can this be? There are companies that are in almost 2008 levels. So DMCI belongs to one of that. DMCI is already trading at about 3 peso. It used to trade that level at 2010. So that's about 10 years ago. These are the ranges for DMCI. Let's just show this. Of course, the drop of DMCI was already happening for the Maynilad, for the Semirara. So this is just getting weaker and weaker, which gives us a huge range. DMCI is 3 to 5. It's a 60% range. You've got Manila Water. Let's just show it as well. So Manila Water has a range. Well, Manila Water actually didn't fall so much these days. So if it does fall, then you have a range of about 6 to 12. Manila Water, 6 to 12. So what else? What else has been badly bad? GT cap has been badly battered. It was low as 280, quickly rebounded to 480, but dropped at 407. So watch out for GT cap. It's a trading range. GT cap gives you a range of 290 to 600. So notice that these are blue chips that are being sold down, and whack-a-mole. Everything is being sold down in the market. Lushatan Group is now trading here at 6. Never before seen since 2012. I think like for people who are looking at the market these days, it's imperative for you to trade the largest names such as ACSM, Ali SM Prime BDO. For select names, maybe some would trade Jollibee, URC, and Pure Gold for the consumer. But notice that the ranges are pretty wide. Have you written it down? I will let me write it down for you again, just to recap. This is just a guide so that when you're trading for the next 6 to 12 months, at least you're aware that if we fall below PSEI 4,000, all of these numbers will break below. However, we see that we are in a very compelling undervalued markets already, such that even if BDO breaks below 75, let's say it goes to 60 or 50, then you just have a huge range. So actually, the next support of PSEI is 4,000. That's the immediate support. If it will break, it will be 3,000. But we believe that for the next few days or few weeks, we have less bad news to worry about, given what I have already told you a while ago, that we are able to contain the virus through social distancing and through vaccines. So with these levels, you might want to check out buying opportunities. And for the people who have positions, you might wish to check these levels for your selling opportunities, because it will be retested for quite a long time. We are in a recession after all. So I'm sharing to you my Twitter page. This is me, Faces Trader, because I want to share, so ito yung mga latest updates. You have the virus, the vaccines. This is what's been happening. I just wanted you to know that the hydroxychloroquine and the azithromycin have been proven to lower the death rates. And with lower death rates, we see that there is a potential bounce given the market. In fact, a 98-year-old COVID had recovered. So this is a good news. It helps bring confidence in a market that is already in teeters, right? In the Philippines, we wish to show that we like to see leaders. So the very good thing to buy wouldn't always be the ones that got sold down, but you want to get two things. I explained this yesterday. We want to buy resilient names. So I wanted you to know this one, that even in a COVID, Tencent is a clear leader in China. You guys see this? So online games, the sector, the very strong one is Tencent. So Tencent here is 700 HK, Tencent. Now for people who are trading the US, Tencent is trading in two names, two markets. Is trading in Hong Kong Exchange. So you've seen it get support near 330, where last October support was October 2019. Such a tremendous resilience. And then, of course, it has resistance at about 380 to 400. So there's a trading range here. For those who are trading Tencent in the US, in the over-the-counter market, you have support at about 42, and you have strong resistance at about 48. So 42 to 48, it's about 20% range. The difference between resilient companies and non-resilient companies is that resilient companies don't fall much. So when you're looking for big rebounds, you would have to be looking at sectors that got battered the most. So I need to explain, are you interested in resilient or battered? Resilient or battered? There are very key differences. Okay, battered names, for instance, we've seen this happen. This is Shopify. Shopify fell from about 600 to about 300 in this COVID time. So that's about 50%. That since we are in the middle of a potential bottom here at 300, this could trade the range from 300 to 399. So just write it down for those who have Shopify or plan to buy Shopify. You have support at 300 to 320. So we'll just put 300, and you have resistance at 397 and 424. So these are quite substantial ranges. We'll type this all down, but there you go. Shopify has, we'll start with those that got really battered. Okay, so Shopify, um, Burger King, which is a restaurant, got really battered. So you'll see that from 66, it's now trading at just 28. That's about 50% decline, more than 50%. It fell 60% in just a couple of days. So assuming that you believe that Popeye's Kitchen, Burger King, and Tim Hortons are brands that we believe are worth recovering, you'll notice this is restaurant brands. We could actually pick it. These have valid reasons why they are falling. And the reason why they are falling is, of course, less people dining out means less sales for restaurants all over the world. And this is a global phenomenon. So QSR, you've got a trading range. The range is from 25 to 40. How about McDonald's? Let's show you all the restaurants that got battered and how you could trade them. So McDonald's fell from about 220 all the way down to 125. So that is the rebound, the first bounce, 149. The potential rally is 170. This is a range of 35%. So just type it down. McDonald's 125 to 170. Okay. Let's talk about Shake Shack. Shake Shack is a burger company, also fell from about 76 to as low as 32. That is more than 50% drop, 60% drop. So it has a potential to rebound. Shake Shack could rebound here to about 46 or 48. So the low of Shake Shack is 30. The potential range is 46 or about 50%. So just type it, Shake Shack 30 to 46. So if you have Shake Shack and you want to know how high this could bounce, possibly 46 to 48. So why are these restaurants getting killed? It's because the same theory, less people dining out. What names have been really battered because retail stores are closed, the malls are closed, all the payment firms have been battered. So I'm showing you Visa. Visa 215 falls about 40%, 35% to 140. So it didn't fall 60, 70% yet. So we're looking actually at Visa potentially hitting even 120. So not yet time for us to pick it up. The casinos have been really battered for a reason. And we know that these bounces are just temporary, but I'm just showing you that how high are the bounces so that you are aware. I forgot to mention a while ago that the Philippines has, I forgot in the chart, no? Let me show to you the chart of Bloomberry because that is also a casino. But anyway, so Melco, so from 22, it fell as low as 9.9 and now has rebounded to 12.74. Melco, for those who are not aware, is the casino that owns Venetian in Macau. Sorry, not Venetian. Melco owns the casino. Basta it owns casinos in Macau. Venetian is owned by Las Vegas Sands. Las Vegas Sands trades as 1928 Sands China. So you'll see that there are rebounds happening. So the reason why we are picking it up is because the reality is just like restaurants, these are battered and the prices today are tradable. They are tradable, 25 to about 32. So the ranges are about 30%. Kaya you'll notice that there is a very huge discount in the battered names. An example of a battered name is Disneyland. So here, I'll show to you that Disney fell from 150 to about 80, or about 50% decline. Yesterday, Disneyland went from 81 to 94. So that is a rebound of about 15%. It could rebound maybe as high as 110 or 120 and then fall again. So the reason being theme parks are closed indefinitely, and it could take a while for people to go to movie theaters for fear of the pandemic. So all of these theme parks, restaurants are really in very tough times. So just write it down. Disney, the low is 80, the potential high is 110. So those are trading ranges that we have to grapple with for the next 6 to 12 months. Of course, these names can go higher, but it will take time. It doesn't happen in 1 week. It takes for about 20 months or 30 months until people start being secure about the pandemic. Uh, so one casualty, I would say, of the market drop is payment firms. Wanted to show you how bad Square fell. Square fell from about 82 to as low as $30. So this has a potential rebound from 30 to about 50. So that's a big range, 30 to 50 for Square. So hindi pantay-pantay yung mga bagsak, kaya yung mga bounce nila hindi rin pantay-pantay. Notice what happened with Planet Fitness from 88 to 24. That is a drop of how much? This is a drop of 70%, because of course less people going to the gym out of the COVID, because it's a contact sport. It's a contact business. People are crowding in gyms, so it's a potential high risk territory for contracting COVID. So yon, 23 possible rally of Planet Fitness is about 40 PLNT, 23 to 40. These are really the battered sectors. Let's see, Puma. So we said Puma, we like it, but because of the crisis, it of course will drop big. So from a peak of 84, Puma fell 50% to about 40. So Puma has a range of 40 to 52. So malalaking range, either 52 or 60, but you'll see that there's a 30 to 50% range. Look at the difference of very battered sectors with resilient sectors. I'll show you now some resilient sectors. Resilient sectors is a company like JD. JD.com is e-commerce. Notice that it didn't fall to 25%, or it didn't even fall 50%. Actually, JD went from 20 to 44. With the COVID crisis, it reached as low as about 32, but it took time, and then it recovered fast to 37. So we see that JD will continue their uptrend. You'll see that JD is an e-commerce company, and it actually will benefit in a COVID world because more people will shop online. And JD practices contactless delivery, meaning it's a safe place for you to shop and you will never get COVID. So we see that for resilient companies, JD has a range of 34 support, and assuming the worst, we have a slowdown, it will still be range rebound from 34 to 40. So JD, 34 to 40. We said that when people are going, are at home, they are studying online. So this is a pick. You'll notice Coolern, 1797, it didn't fall. From 40, it fell to about 28, but this came from 10, which means that it is still 300% up. This is because this is what people use to study in China and in Hong Kong. So we still see that Coolern will be bought. As you can see, these arrows were our buy areas, and Coolern at 26 is a support. with a potential retest at 34. So cooler 1797, 26 to 34. There are more companies that are in the online education space. Let's talk about GSX, Tech Edu. As you can see, it's very resilient. GSX never fell much, so we'll look at this as a strength. Clorox, look at this, very strong, because people are, of course, very hygienic, so very much in tune with sanitation. Clorox is at all-time highs, supported at about 170. Zoom video, the one I'm using now, of course, it's a very strong theme because people are working from home. It has gone 100% since this year. Zoom video will still get supported here at 105. There's a lot of resilient sectors. We said Conagra Foods. Conagra Foods is a frozen food, canned good. I'll show you this again to you. CAG. Okay, notice. So as Conagra fell from 35 to 23, it quickly rebounded from 23 to 32. Some profit taking happened. Now it's 26. So you'll see that there is a huge range, 23 to 32 for Conagra Foods. Of course, people ask Amazon, what's the range for Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, and the works? Okay, these are index names. So Amazon is very resilient, as you can see. We see a strong support here at 1.6 and a strong resistance here at about 2027. If you are trading Amazon, it's 1.6 to 2000. It's a 20% range. Microsoft, this is a very resilient company in COVID time. There was also a drop, but you see support for Microsoft here at 140 and resistance at 160. So it's very limited. Microsoft can go as low as 120. So let's just expand the range from 130 to 160 for Microsoft. Facebook, let's just show the charts. Facebook fell from about 220 to 140 as people grapple whether advertising is still there when the retail is badly hurt. So this is a weaker chart. Facebook will have support at 120 and resistance at 180. So larger range. Facebook is a harder stock to own. Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook. Okay, let's go for Alphabet. Google owns YouTube. Advertising is badly hit, so 1.5, Google goes to 1,000. So you'll notice that the drop of the US NASDAQ was particularly larger for Facebook and Google. So people are pricing in that Google will have a harder time in this COVID world versus, say, Amazon or Microsoft. Amazon is really the superstar in this COVID world. So Alphabet has support at 1,000 and a strong resistance at about 1.3. It's going to take so much time for these companies to actually rebound. Okay, Apple will also have a problem. Reductions, consumer spending. So Apple has support at about 225, can go as low as 200, and then strong resistance at 270. So 225 to 270. Okay, that's your FAMGA. The strongest names, CD Projekt. Okay, so you'll notice that the strongest games barely fell here. So those who bought with a strong name. Okay, so the question is buying Tencent good enough instead of 700? Yes, that's the same. And then do you have the similar Excel like the PSE? Okay, in the US, kasi there's a lot. Do you want me a specific sector? Can you guys let me know which sector that I should give you? Kasi in the US, we have so many picks. Besides Zoom, what other video conference companies are there? There's none. I mean, there's Cisco, but it's not good enough. So actually, within the work from home space, work is being touted. This one is being touted. Microsoft, Slack, pero parang I wouldn't be very, so Slack went from 15 to about 40. Pero Slack is a loser for the last couple of months. So I wouldn't be very Hong Kong. GSX is listed in USA. Hi there. It's easier here in chat. Salesforce CRM. Okay. Salesforce is okay. I didn't study this enterprise Pero walang COVID scenario. Hindi pa sila nagsasabi. Actually, I forgot to mention Starbucks. Hindi ko pala nakwento yung share price, no. Starbucks has made a support yesterday at 50, rebounded already to 60. We'll have resistance here at about 75. So you should see Starbucks trading in a 50% range from about 50 to 75. You might want to check these powerful high quality names in your portfolio. So just write it down, Starbucks 50 to 75. I can make a recap now to the Excel file, pero type here first the companies that you want me to give you. Okay, so questions on NVIDIA, Roku, Netflix, and TTD. Okay, I'll give it now. So for Roku is still we still believe that Roku is a good secular uptrend. So it has fallen from about 140 to about 60. It got support at 60 because $58 Morgan Stanley has already bought everything from Fox. So there was an insider who was selling, and that was Fox. You should see that Roku support is here at about 60. You've got resistance here at about 100. So Roku is 60 to 100. The trade desk. So malalaki yung mga range, mga 50 to 60%. Okay, so we've seen the trade desk have support here at 140, potential rally here at about 208. The trade desk is 140 to 208. Okay. NVIDIA, let's type it here. NVIDIA has less, the support is 180, the rally is 250, 180 to 250. I'll also write it down in Excel for those people who want, pero it's good for me to just show you the charts as well. Netflix has support at 286, got selling at about 338. So mga 290 to 340 for net. Mas maliliit yung range because people feel that they are safer with those companies rather than owning, let's say, Starbucks 50 to 75, kaya 50% range, or a Disney 80 to 110, that's a very huge range, or McDonald's or QSR or Shopify, diba? Malaki yung range ni Shopify, 300 to 400. So let me just write some recap here. If you have questions pala, just keep on typing it. Like which charts, wait lang, share. Teka lang. Let me share my Excel. So, tanong kayo. Pero, okay. So, for USA, let me write it down. NVIDIA, it is 180 to 250. Netflix is 290 to 340. Roku is 60 to 100. The trade desk, this is, the trade desk is 140 to 208. Starbucks is 50 to 75. We have to get, pizza is Papa John's, that's about 35 to 49. Shake Shack is 30 to 40. Shopify is 300 to 400. QSR is 25 to 40. McDonald's is 125 to 170. Teka lang. Shake Shack 30 to 46. Malalaki yung range. Square 30 to 50. Planet Fitness 23 to 40. Puma 40 to 52.
Can you share your screen?
I need to type Nike. Di ba nakikita?
Hindi.
Oh, sorry. Nakikita nyo ngayon?
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, 60. Kita na. Sorry. Nike 60 to 80. Type ko lang Okay. Yan. Maraming charts kasi sa US, so kailangan Cooler in 1797, 26 to 34. Conagra 23 to 32. Amazon 16 to 2000. Microsoft 130 to 160. Facebook 120 to 180. Google 1000 to 13. Apple 225 to 270. So there's so many names. Are there any yung Zoom lang yan? Zoom is all-time high, so it's just buy 105 below, and then pwede siyang resistance at 125 to 130, or it can go all-time highs pa. Teladoc, you want me to write down yung mga P&G Unilever as well? Sulat ko na rin. Sobrang daming names, guys. Baka gusto niyong magtanong para yung specific company. Okay, how about e-commerce like SE and Baba? Okay, sige, let me write it down. SE and Baba. Actually, SE is a resilient name. So, resume share. Let me share this. Okay. So SE, Shopee. Shopee is strong. Supported at 32. And you have support at 36. And then you sell it at about 48. Alibaba is strong. E-commerce is strong. Alibaba has support at 175, pero resistance near 200. So maliit yung mga range kapag very strong companies. Kasi less likely din sila babagsakan. Sige, ano pang mga tanong? Are there other companies?
You can just wrap up kasi there's a lot of companies in the US. If they don't have any more questions, maybe just wrap it up with your sheet. That's gonna be a sheet.
I'll show you the sheet.
Para
30, 32, 36, 48. Okay, sige.
Please share, please share.
Yeah. I will share it. Control X. New share here. Okay, to wrap it up, you'll notice that I was sharing that there are many companies wondering, have we found a bottom yet? The answer is yes. We have found a short-term bottom, but this is a short-term bottom that you should sell into. So you'll notice that the ranges are quite significant. That's why if you have these names, example, if you have Roku and you have high prices, you should, as much as possible, sell near 100, because the chances for it to go back to 80 or 70 or 60 is also high. So every time there's bad news in the coming months, you'll still be able to get retests of these levels. However, those people who don't have any shares, you kind of want to consider, let's say you want to buy McDonald's. Okay, let's say the price today is 140. The next time you want to enter McDonald's, you have to buy near 125. Given that the market has already found the low, not just worldwide, not just in the US, but also in the Philippines, you want to check them out because a lot of them have actually been bottoming out, and you have about 50% range. I made this call so that everyone knows that, hey, I can actually make 30, 40, 50% in a few days or a month. So it's important that you are there to see that there are opportunities in this sell-off. The reason why you have to do a buy and sell is that even if we believe that these companies will do well in the long run, you have significant headwinds. Definitely, that headwind is precipitated by a severe recession. A severe recession, for those who don't know, means that less people can spend, less consumption. So that's why there's a potential for Disney to have a trap at 110. So, nasulat ko ba dito yung Disney? Yeah. There's so many companies kasi. So, you have to ask me if you have a question on which company. I can check the chart for you. But definitely, you can either get resilient companies or battered companies. Just make sure that when you are buying battered companies, that is a quick trade. So right now, everything is a quick trade. Everyone knows that buying Shake Shack at 30 and selling it at 46, that's a quick trade. Buying Starbucks at 50, selling it at 75 is a quick trade.
Nikki, there's
Um,
a last question.
Sige. Lahat pati yung online gaming. Bali mangyayari lang sa online gaming. Like kunwari for Shopee, we know that it's resilient. This is an online gaming Garena, right? So, hindi siya binagsakan. You never saw them go 50% down. In fact, they're still up for the year. So, what will happen here lang is near 36, 32, you buy. Pero you should also learn to sell at 48, even if the business is very strong. Because the market is really weak. At some point, the games will also get hit because less people can spend on the games. But they are the least hit sector. E-commerce, careers, di ba? We've discussed this last night, kung ano yung mga companies na hindi tatamaan of, hindi naman sa hindi tatamaan sila, pero less yung futures will go up tonight. I wanted you guys to know that it will be up tonight. So, there is a trading opportunity for those who are awake. Magkakaroon ng rebounds yan. And this is the same as well in the Philippines. If you want to make a 20% range return, you can actually trade these next few days. 20% can happen within a day. Ganun siya kabilis Sinabi ko lang na kung depressed na yung iba, actually you should not be depressed because a lot of opportunities are opening up even in a recession. We are in a recession. I needed to let you know that because baka akala nyo happy times are here pero hindi. Happy times